Hi folks, beautiful day again in London anyway, in the south east. I've just roughly sketched out a couple of ideas. I want to try to abstract these. They're a bit small, but I haven't done a sort of multi drawings, paintings for a long time. I used to do quite a few. Unfortunately, I don't think the camera will turn itself round, so it goes vertical in portrait, but maybe it does, I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so. Anyway, I've been to the to Hobbycraft this morning. Quite a good place. We've got a lot of basic stuff, but there were one or two items I particularly wanted to find, but no luck. But I did buy a couple of these graduate acrylic, with sort of student quality. They're about £3 each, they're good value. And I've got my Payne's Grey, I've got a pot of Payne's Grey. So I'll squeeze some of that out. I do like Payne's Grey. Because it mixes so well with ultramarine and the cadmium yellow for greens. And I also bought a tube of burnt sienna. I've got a tube here, but the Kryler, Daily Roundy Kryler range, which is very good, very intense. It's getting a bit stiff now, a bit like me, but I will try this one. I've got a graduate acrylic, which is the other one I bought, so it's the big spender for £6. So I'll put that out. It's quite a good, it's better than better colour than the artist range from Wilco's and Winsor and Newton. It's much dark, much more like the oil range. So there we have it. We've got a cadmium red. I'd like to change that red to, I haven't seen, to a vermilion or some. This is a bit too crimsony. Ultramarine, burnt umber, burnt sienna, Payne's Grey and the cadmium yellow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 colours. I'm not going to answer that. Finishing my coffee. Okay, so I'm going to use quite a large brush for this. So we'll just wash in a bit of a Payne's Grey and a bit of blue. Get on the blue side and just bash away, because whatever you put down you're going to change. I have to say that I paint to please myself, and hopefully you like what I do, but you do get the odd disgruntled comment. But we sort of tend to not ignore them, but try to justify them. And I've done over 3,000 paintings in the 9 years I've been on YouTube, and I've got over 500 on Patreon, which are exclusive to my patrons. Alright, okay, let's put a bit of white mixed with that and a bit of ochre. Sort of a grey colour we got there. Just want to get that a bit light on that horizon. So I'll clean the brush. This is just a piece of £140 studio paper. It was 15 by 11, it's now 11 by 7.5. But I've primed this on one side with some gesso. Let's get a bit of ochre. Well, you can use a bit of burnt sienna, which is a lovely colour for the sky. Especially use light, but not as dark as that one. But I think I'm going to have to lighten that quite a bit. So I'll put a bit of white in it. trying to abstract this, so it's quite insistent, that yellow ochre. It's quite strong. Oh, a bit red in it. Very yellow. Yeah, well, you can't please everybody all the time, but as I say, I do paint for my own pleasure and hope that some of you like what I do. Alright, okay, let's get some heavier cloud. There's a bit of blue and a bit of Persiana. Let's see what that does. A bit of white. Let's go up here a bit. And as I say, you can change whatever you put down very quickly because of the nature of the beast. It dries quickly, but that's its joy as well as its curse. Right. Take your clouds off of the page. Get a bit of light blue down on the bottom there. Just like that. Trouble is with I find it with abstracts is to get away from detail and just put in the essentials. That's still a bit too light. So once I put the background in, it might moderate it somewhat. Okay, right, we've got this background here, so we'll bung that in. There's a little cinnamon coffee. I'll go back to that when that dries. Right, let's get some green. Bit of Payne's grey, bit of cad yellow, it's a bit of water, I think, just to make it flow a bit. Bit of Persiana in there. The paper's got a marks, sort of a grain on it now. It's got all the brush marks. I got a bit of blue in there. Let's change that a little bit. I was watching a film yesterday called Gwen about Welsh at the turn of the 19th century, 20th century, so I say, around about 1914 during the war. It was very dour, but very powerful. Alright, okay, let's get a bit of ochre and a bit of sienna. Pour that in down there. Get some red in there. Mix your colours. We don't want it to be too real. Have a darker colour, let's have a darker green in here. Going with a bit more cyan, just a mix of the yellows. I like the Payne's grey, that's a great colour to have on your palette. For greens, a quick shortcut to the greens, just a couple of colours. And you can add to them. That's got a bit mad here. That's oh, and a nice light sort of grey. That's very good drying weather, but we don't really want it dry, do we? They're two alike, those, that one and that one, so we'll change one. We'll a bit heavy with the blue. Let's get a bit burnt up with that. Come up here. Oh, that's a bit better. Right, let's get this black, almost black, the paint's great. Maybe a bit catching the light here. Bit of orange, bit of a touch of orange. It's a bit, the paper's a bit small, but it doesn't mean to say they get done any quicker, because they don't. Oh, it's got a good light in it, good orange. I will be going back to watercolours and oils in due course, but all the time I'm sort of working things out with the acrylics. I'm going to stay with them because they're good fun and they're helping me go to a different, not style, but a more impressionist, loose style. Right, let's mix up a bit more soft, bit of sienna in here. You need a darkish background so that you can superimpose your contrast, your complementary colours. Don't be afraid of using a bit of water. Those very dark greens in here, trees and stuff on there. We'll put in some lighter stuff in a minute. Right, nice soft greens, catching a bit of light, a bit of white. Contrast, light against dark, it still applies, because otherwise you just end up with mud. paper, that paint's great. It's a bit one-sided on here, but I'm trying to make something that's going to be good to look at rather than an intellectual subject. Right. A bit of that, bit of red in with that. Okay, bit of white. Oh, the sun's warm on my leg. So I'll model some trees and stuff on these hills. That's good. Bit of nice light, glare in the sun. Just merge it a little bit. Bit of white. Right, let's get a little bit of dark green now in here. Gonna work a bit on that sky in a minute. Take that, change that bluey, mauvey colour. Just put a little bit of that sky colour in the landscape. And we'll just put a bit of a sort of a hedgerow. Don't want anything obvious, too obvious anyway. Alright, let's finish that background off, clean the brush. With a bit of red, bit of yellow. See how quickly you can gummer over that. Distance. Right, let's get some clouds. Bit of red, bit of blue, bit of grey. Shortcut it. Still too dark. I think it needs to be quite a bit lighter than that. I don't know if it was turning this head or I can't sort of make your clouds as silver, not as lead. Oh, what was that for now? Oh, pussycats come up to see what I've been up to. Right, let that dry. Let's just go back to see if we can lighten that horizon a bit. Some low down clouds. Burnt sienna and white are really good bedfellows for clouds. Just that enough warmth in there. Get some of those lower down, I think. Just sort of merge that bottom bit there. I didn't want to do it in layers. Oh, that's a bit better. Clean them up. Harry, I can put my feet on you. You lovely boy. He's Ginger Tom, but mostly ginger, but just a white paws and a lovely white apron. Beautiful. He's very friendly, mostly. Right, okay, now let's just beef up this foreground here. Let's get some red, some yellow. We'll see what we can just a bit of white with it. A bit of impasto. Just brightening it up a little bit. Okay, well we'll just I'm a bit scared to go into that. So let's just put a bit of dark blue and and Payne's grey in there. Catching a bit of light here. Small picture. Okay, well, that'll be one of them. I'll do this in two parts, I think. This will be part one, and then I'll do that one as part two. There's two videos. So well, I'll give it a title. Thanks for watching this one, and I hope to see you in the next one. Well, hi folks, back for part two. As usual, I sort of get the sky in. I'll leave the top one showing. Right, now let's show another hilly scene. Oh, let's put some. Well, no, let's go mad. Let's put the sky in first. Let's have a nice start with a cloud. Bit of water. See if I can do the next one a bit quicker. Need to paint up to the margins or to the masking tape. Great stuff. Where would we be without masking tape? Right, get some white and some ochre. Not ochre, that burnt sienna. It's dark on that a bit here and there. That's not a hair there, that's a... Oh, it might be. They've all got their own way of working, but I'm, as you know, I'm trying to get away from the pretty stuff. And I'm not very good at that, but I want to go into abstraction, but with one foot in the realism. It's not a new way of painting. I mean, it's impressionism really, but it's good fun. I'm trying to get more free of the tyranny of copying. Well, not copying. I mean, I work for photographs, my photographs, and I just change them around. I work for my own paintings, and probably why I get the complaint, the odd complaint that all my stuff is very similar, or I repeat myself, or with 3,000 videos under my belt, it's not surprising. I haven't got 3,000 views looking out my window, I've got the backs of other houses. A couple of 100 feet away, mind you. Oh, we could have a nice cloud coming up there. Well, let's do that. Let's have a nice cloud coming up. There's a bit of water. Right, I'm using a stay wet palette, which I've had for many years. I bought it at a demonstration of our art group that I belonged to at the time. It was quite expensive. It was £25 then. I don't know how much they are now. It's a Masterson stay wet palette, but it's lasted for years. It's an absolute cracker of a palette. It's not broken in any way. They're not particularly airtight, they don't say they are, but I've got a membrane underneath, well, over a piece of toweling. They do come with sponges and stuff, but they get a bit mildewy here and there. Right, okay. Good start. Now let's clean the brush. Oh, Harry's still sitting down on my chin. If I forget he's there, I might roll over his toes. Pretty lovely boy. Yeah. Give me a little stroke. Right, go back to that lovely sienna. Oh, I've got a bit of yellow mixing with that. We've got quite a big mixing area. Working fast here. I'll put some back now. See, this, I'll get him right away from the drawing. Okay, well we've got a sky there. Let's go and put in some nice bit of light. I'll just come down there a little bit. Just fill that in. Okay, it's quite rough this paper, mainly because of the coating of gesso I put on it earlier. Well, yesterday. Prepared it yesterday. Right, we've got quite a sort of a middle dark, and we want to get a good bit of greenery in there, I think. So let's go for it. Bit of ochre, a bit of white. Dark a little bit. We need more white in that, I think. Just so that separates it from the sky, and now we can put in, I was going to put a bit of a river in there. So let's just mark it out. Somewhere here, stream. Line the trees in. Good fun painting fields and stuff. Right. Get some red in those fields, put a bit of mixing up the red with the ochre and the yellow. It's a bit bright, isn't it? But anyway, can tone that down a bit with a bit of green. Or something. It's quite thick, that paint. Well, it's getting thicker as I work with it. Get a bit of yellow in that. I didn't like that. That's a bit better. Right, put some trees in. Oh, well, let's make that bit bigger there. There's a bit of field in there. So I'm changing it all the time. There's nothing to do with the drawing now. It's got to do with contrast. Blended. Bit of white, bit of that yellow. Put a bit of red in with that. Let my son's dog out there. And I've done this. Yeah. A bit of a shadowy green. We can put a bit of greenery in the bottom here. Right, now we'll get some really good light greeny yellow just to brighten it up. A bit of red. A bit of pink in. Why not? Not happy with that sky, that colour really. I want it bright, but I didn't put it too bright. So let's use a bit of ochre, not ochre, sienna. just make something of that water there in the foreground. So we'll have a bit of a light bluey tinge to the water. Oh, that's not very good, is it? A bit of oak, a bit of sienna. And we'll just drag some down. I'll just pick out some bit of white, almost white. Just a little bit of texturing in here on the bank here. A bit of impasto on the, catching a bit of light on here. The white and the yellow. Don't have to do that. Catching a bit of the light. Right, if I can just lighten up that cloud a bit now. I think that's all that. It's all finished. Burnt sienna, that's what I'm going to use, burnt sienna and white. Blend all that. Off the stripe of it. Oh, I've done the wrong sky. I've done the sky above. Never mind. So I've got to do what I did up there, down here. Just a little bit unpainted up the top there. Some light bluey stuff in. Oh, okay, there isn't a focal point in that, but we can just get a bit of okay, well they're different. I'll take them out of the mount, out of the masking tape, and we'll have a look at them and see what is what. I'll take them off. The thing about using the masking tape, it gives you a frame. Oh, hold on folks, my leg has collapsed. Yeah, hold on. Whew. Didn't expect that to happen, did I? Right. The leg on the easel collapsed. Well, started to collapse. I was lucky there. Didn't end up on the floor. I've got a big studio easel, not a radial easel, but I don't use it very often because I flip from watercolours to the acrylics to the oil, and and I'd have to keep changing it. I can't. I mean, watercolours, you need. I don't like painting upright. I've tried that. That's how I started with the watercolours 9 years ago. Right. Okay. They're looking better already. Oh, I think we can call these abstracts. Come on. Come off. Right, okay. I'll put a signature on it. I'll use an acrylic pen. Easier than trying to paint with a roughish surface. And I always seem to paint in the bottom left-hand corner. Always sign your work, because you might not like it, but somebody might. What I do with most of my watercolours, I paint over. I just get in the coat of gesso and save paper. Right, okay, well. That one's foreground. It's just a little bit. Well, see if we can change it. Just put a bit of bright colour. So a bit of yellow, bit of red. Just it's catching the light. That was bright enough. Right, okay, well thanks for watching folks. I'll get these uploaded for you later. Tomorrow I'll do one for my patrons. Bye for now.